With the new Blox Fruits update came many new additions to the game that revolve around dragons and, just anything big and lizard-like. And one of those things being this Dragon Dojo, which you can find at the Hydra Island, have many helpful items, accessories, races, and other things inside. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to get each and everything that I and everybody else currently know about. I will update this video whenever I get the chance, if I find anything else useful. But before we get into this, I want to let you know you're going to need Dragon Talent from Uzoth right here. And you're also going to need to join the Discord server because the presentation I'm going to be using will be posted in that Discord server for you guys to access just in case you need it for future reference. Other than that, let's get started. This is your master guide to Blox Fruits Dragon Dojo. First, we have the white belt. With this new update came the addition of belts, which are accessories you get from doing quests inside the Dragon Dojo that we just were looking at. And to do these quests, you need to enter and talk to the dojo trainer. He's very helpful, so make sure you guys speak to him. You need all these belts to get Dragon Race, so make sure you guys do everything that I say in this video. For the white belt, you will need to kill 20 NPCs that are your level with Dragon Talon Melee. It is an uncommon rarity accessory with the following buffs when equipped: 2% melee damage and 10% movement speed. Next, we have the yellow belt. The yellow belt requires you to do sea events with Dragon Talon. Some regular sharks or piranhas should be enough. This belt is also of the uncommon rarity and provides these buffs: 4% melee damage, 20% movement speed. Next is our orange belt. The orange belt requires you to trade a fruit with another player. Much like the others, this is also an uncommon rarity and provides the following buffs: 6% melee damage and 30% movement speed. Now, when you get to this orange belt, you will be put on a cooldown for 12 hours where you can no longer do belt quest. This is because every 3 belts you get a cooldown. So when you get off of this cooldown, you will be given our next belt, green belt. The green belt requires you to survive in the Danger 6 zone for a few minutes, no more than 5. This is also of the uncommon rarity and provides the buffs below: 8% melee damage and 40% movement speed. After the green belt is our blue belt. It requires the player to drop a fruit to another player, and that same player should do the same back. This belt is also uncommon. However, when you acquire this belt, you will be allowed to start trying to get Dragon Talon V2. We will talk about this later. And the buffs are as follow: 10% melee damage, 50% movement speed. Next, you have your purple belt. This requires you to hunt and kill 3 elite bosses. This elite boss quest can be found right outside of Rip Indra spawn point at the cat guy on Sea Castle. And it's also an uncommon. This belt provides the following buffs: 12% melee damage and 60% movement speed. The red belt, which you can get after you get off the cooldown from the purple belt, which was 12 hours, remember. You need to do 3 Sea Beast with your Dragon Talon doing some of the damage, obviously. But that will be the rumbling, or you could kill a terror shark, actually. It's also uncommon like the rest, but is the last belt you need to do before the black belt, so no more cooldowns. The buffs are as follows: 14% melee damage and 70% movement speed. Black belt. The black belt requires you to find the prehistoric island and collect 3 dino bones. I'll explain how in a second. Additionally, after obtaining this belt, you may speak to the wizard inside the temple. Make sure you guys speak to this guy, the wizard, because he will give you an ability to pick up and keep one of the dragon eggs at the prehistoric island. If you pick up the dragon egg without having this ability, it will explode and you will not get it. Dragon eggs are very valuable. You can only get 1 per prehistoric island, so keep that in mind. It's the only one out of all the belts to be of the rare rarity, and its buffs are as follows: 16% melee damage, 80% movement speed, and 1 extra instinct dodge. Next, you have your bookshelf. These are just stories. Might be used in a puzzle later. Just keep in mind they're there. Not much else to say there. We have Dragon Talon V2, which is an upgraded version of Dragon Talon. To see what the upgrades do, look at the red highlighted. But to gain these, you must get the blue belt from the dojo trainer, and then you speak to Uzoth and give him fire embers to upgrade your moves. You get these from the Dragon Hunter Hunt quest. That is in the back of the temple, in that back room, the Dragon Hunter Hunt quest. They give you fire embers, flame embers. Next, you have your crafting. You can craft the Dragon Heart Sword, the Dragon Storm Gun, or the Volcanic Magnet from the Dragon Hunter in the back of the dojo. However, we'll get into the Volcanic Magnet later. For the first part, we'll talk about the Dragon Heart Sword and the Storm Gun. First, you need to obtain the black belt to do either of these. Next, you need to get to the prehistoric island and obtain eggs. You need at least 3 to get both of these, and you do need both of these weapons to get Dragon Race V4. Keep that in mind. Now, to craft the Dragon Heart Sword, you need 1 dragon egg from the prehistoric island and 6 dino bones from the prehistoric island. You will also require 15 flame embers from the Dragon Hunter's Hunt quest. Requirements are seen at the bottom. The Dragon Storm Gun, however, requires 2 dragon eggs. You have to do 3 different island runs for these dragon eggs, guys. Only 1 egg per island. From Prehistoric Island, 10 dragon bones from Prehistoric Island, 5 dino scales. Oh, I changed that wrong. 5 dino scales from the Dragon Crew Warriors or Archers at Hydra Island, and 30 flame embers from the Dragon Hunter Hunt quest. It should be dragon scales and then 10 dino bones, but when I post the downloaded thing for you guys, I will make that typo corrected. So you guys will be able to get the actual fixed version of all these typos and stuff that I created while making this. Alright, but yeah, for crafting, make sure you get both of these things, guys. Really helpful, you need them. They're both really OP. Now we're going to get into our gacha / dragon colors. These are at the exact same NPC, the Dragon Hunter, and they're called the gacha option. This will allow you to change the color of your dragon by gaining a recipe, and then you can use that recipe to give them the berries. Give the barista the berries at the Turtle Mansion, and you will be able to get the color as seen. And I will give you guys some information. When you get the Dragon Race V3, you will have a pair of wings on your back. They show up on V2, but they're usable in V3. These pairs of wings are really, really important with this dragon color change, because if you have dragon equipped, let's say you have your dragon fruit equipped and it's a black dragon, the wings on your back will also be black. But if you don't have dragon fruit, it won't change, as far as I know. Next, you have your prehistoric island. This is really important, you guys. Listen to me when I say this. You need at least 2 people. And the driver must have the volcanic magnet, which is crafted from the Dragon Hunter at Dragon Dojo. It's a sea event much like Mirage, and it does not make any noise when it spawns, guys. You must go into Danger 6, maybe Danger 5, but preferably Danger 6 to boost chances. You will need to go in the area depicted on the top left when you get to this island, and that's where you can start the quest, guys. You must go to that area depicted on the top left. That's where the start point is. I point right at it. One person needs to fend off the golems at that spawn right next to where you start your quest, and the others need to hit the holes to open up the volcano before it blows. Make sure you use actual attacks. Dragon C move, Dragon Z move, Soul Guitar, Melee X move. You can't melee them though. You have to use the actual moves, guys. And they're seen in the bottom right what the holes look like. And in the bottom left, you can see a hidden hole inside that skull on the side of the volcano. Make sure you guys get that hole. That opens up a lot. It gets confusing. You won't be able to see it that easy. These holes also shine out little beams out the side, so it's easier to see from around the corner. Lastly, once it's all over, you need to collect the dino bones that spawn where the golems were being fought. Down there, kind of where I pointed next to that start quest area where those magma stuff are. That's where it's going to start. And that's where it's going to end as well. You need to collect the bones. They're very limited. Not everybody will be able to get one if somebody steals them all. So keep that in mind. There, also the eggs will spawn, which are needed for the race and crafting. Only 1 egg will spawn for each person. So if there are 3 people, only 3 eggs will spawn. You can only grab 1. I don't know why I'm stuttering over that. You can only grab 1 though. And if a person dies during this event, the eggs will not spawn. So you guys gotta stay alive. Lastly, we have the Dragon Race. To get the new race, you need to obtain the black belt from the dojo, and you need to speak to the wizard to get the ability. Once you go to the prehistoric island that you spawn, you need to complete and obtain the egg and bring it back to him to get the new race. That's V1. For V2, you need to go back and speak to the wizard. You can do this immediately. He will tell you to get the flame flowers. You must go to Turtle Mansion and fight the forest pirates or the mythical pirates. The mythical pirates are better. They're a more open area. Now, the way this flower will spawn is when you kill one, you will shoot out the guy, and it will be really hard to see, but it will spawn in the ground somewhere right next to it, probably no more than 10 meters away. Make sure you guys get it. You need 5 of these. They're really hard to get. From my experience, I found they kind of spawn between 10 minutes of each other on average. So it's going to take a bit, you know, probably about an hour for 5 at the very least. For V3, after you go back and get V2 from the wizard guy, for V3 you must talk to the wizard again and gain the quest to kill a terror shark, and then you may claim your V3 prize. V3 is really good. You'll be able to fly with the wings that in the back of the race gives you, and you will also be able to get a buff ability for your teammates and a debuff ability for your enemies, and that's just your T move. For V4 though, it will be a lot harder. For V4 trials, get the materials to craft both of the items from earlier, the Dragonheart Sword and the Dragonstorm Gun. Next, you need to embark on a Leviathan hunt, but instead of bringing the heart back to Tiki Island, you need to bring it to Hydra, right where it's shown in the top left. That is a specific area you need to bring the heart to. Bring the Leviathan heart here, right up there. Alright guys, once you get it there, it will freeze the entire island. You have around 5 minutes to do this next part, so listen carefully. Before you guys get this heart, make sure you get these 3 lantern requirements. 500 mastery on Dragon Talon, 500 mastery on Dragon Heart Sword, and 500 mastery on Dragon Storm Gun. Alright, keep that in mind. In the bottom right, you can see 3 lanterns, an orange, a green, and a black, or a red, green, and black. The red one is lit up with an orange flame because that shows that I have 500 mastery on Dragon Talon. The other 2 do not have an orange flame because I don't meet the requirements yet, so make sure you guys have that lit up before you start. Now, when you get the heart to the island and it freezes, you have those 5 minutes. You must go over here to the Dragon Dojo, and you must relight these flames to their respective colors. The red should be red flame, the green should be a green flame, and the black or blue back there should be a black or blue flame. I can't tell what color that is. After this door in the background will open up, and you will be brought to a secret spot with a hologram that will show you the secret entrance point into the volcano, that you must now have to go to the volcano, spawn the prehistoric island, finish the entire event. Then after the event, you must go to that secret door depicted on the hologram, and then start your Dragon V4 trial. This Dragon V4 trial will allow you to gain Dragon V4. It's really difficult, so take it slow, take it easy. Many people have failed doing way too quick, rushing it way too much. So please be careful. Other than that, thank you for watching. Please join the Discord if you guys want access to this. I'm going to fix all the typos, don't worry. And yeah, let me know if you guys need anything. Feel free to subscribe. You don't have to. And I really appreciate each and every one of you guys. Have a good day. Alright guys, quick end video talk. I got word from one of my friends named Shrimples from my stream that there's actually a 4th book that he just found on top of Sea Castle over here called Echoes from the Past. So make sure you guys read this. It talks about Mirage Island and a bunch of other stuff. A great tree. So apparently there's some weird connection about this stuff in V4. Something a little bit deeper. So just keep it in mind. We're going to add this to the Google presentation, and it will be there when I submit it to Discord for you guys to access. But yeah, thanks for watching, and thanks for staying for this long.